It started like a night made for headlines. The mansion in Beverly Hills belonged to one of the richest men in the world. The guest list read like a map of power and culture. And among the arriving names most expected, some headline-making were Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. They arrived hand in hand, stepping out of a sleek black vehicle, matching the midnight dress code of the evening. James Bond-themed 007 glam, silk, tuxedos, velvet, martinis. The host, Kris Jenner, celebrating her 70th birthday. The setting, Jeff Bezos's Beverly Hills estate, opulent, secretive, star-heavy. What followed seemed ordinary in Hollywood. Red carpets, photo ops, laughter, cameras flashing. Meghan wore a black wrap-style gown, one leg visible in the high-slit wrap. Harry wore a tux with a poppy pinned to his lapel for Remembrance Day. Laughs, mingling, celebrity recognition. It looked like a comeback. But then the pictures vanished. Jenner's Instagram, Kim Kardashian's grid images of Meghan and Harry posted, then quietly removed. The deletion triggered another red carpet moment. The world asking, why? Because in Hollywood, sometimes the absence speaks louder than the pose. Those first photographs captured Meghan and Harry leaning into Hollywood's most elite circle. But the erasure of those photographs turned the camera back onto them, deleted, ghosted, invisible in the archives. What started as inclusion turned into exclusion. This is the story of those images, their meaning, the moment they became digital vanishing acts, and what it tells us about fame, power, alliance, and the shifting rules of celebrity. Music shifts slightly, slow drum beat. The night traveled in two acts. First, the charity gala earlier that evening. The Baby 2 Baby Gala, held in West Hollywood, honoring Serena Williams. Meghan and Harry appeared there too. Then later, the Jenner party. 2 stops, 1 narrative arc of intentional visibility. But the deletion changed the tone. Because when a photo is removed, the question isn't what happened in the frame, it's what happened outside it. And who decided to blur the memory? The Kardashians, the biggest brand family in the world, take their image control seriously. Midnight edits, grid cleanups, narrative resets. For Jenner and Kim to post then remove the Sussexes is not careless. It's deliberate. The rumor engines began spinning. Was there a dispute, a branding clash, a guest list error, or something more intricate, a power recalibration? The optics were perfect until they weren't. 2 years after Meghan and Harry stepped back from royal duty and attempted to build their own Hollywood-anchored identity, here they were at one of the year's most exclusive parties. And suddenly, gone from the photo archive. This isn't just gossip. This is celebrity diplomacy. This is brand architecture. And in each frame, Meghan's story shifts. She is no longer only the Duchess or the wife of a prince. She's a Hollywood participant. But Hollywood doesn't just invite you, it also edits you. And the deletion of these photos is the cut. The scene removed, the question left behind. So, what does it mean when 2 of Hollywood's most visible names delete images of a royal couple? Let's rewind the evening first to understand how visibility became vulnerability. The gala in West Hollywood, philanthropic, meaningful, framed around service. Meghan and Harry there added credibility to their image of difference, charity instead of monarchy, allyship instead of entitlement. Then, later, Jenner's party, a gathering of Hollywood royalty, tech moguls, entertainment icons, Oprah, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Mark Zuckerberg, Mariah Carey, Tyler Perry, a list almost too high to believe. And amid this constellation, Meghan and Harry arrived, they mingled, they posed. The optics were strong. Yet within hours, the images posted by Kardashian and Jenner featuring Meghan and Harry vanished. No explanation, no statement, just removal. In social media, deletion isn't accidental. It is revision, a story erased, a moment rewritten. So we're left to interpret. Some speculated, a branding clash. The Kardashians are known for social media precision, every post a brand move. Could Meghan's presence have overshadowed something? Could the silence that followed signal a strategic retreat rather than a public slight? Others said they never intended to post those images publicly. The posts leaked first, then were scrubbed. Or maybe a handshake turned into a chill. And in celebrity culture, an unsmiling photo lasts for eternity. For Meghan and Harry, this becomes yet another frame in their public identity. Once, the world watched them leave the royals. Now, the world watches whether they belong in Hollywood. Inclusion felt good, but exclusion, even louder, because exclusion implies a missing seat at the table. When you're invited but your image disappears, what does that mean for ambition, for access? For alliance, it also matters for Meghan's brand pivot. She's repositioning, from royal to media figure, from reactive to proactive, on the set of her acting comeback. On the heels of her Netflix holiday special announcement, the Jenner event was perfect timing celebrity reaffirmation. But then, the cleanup. The narrative changes, from entrance to exit of memory. Make no mistake, the deletion raises two voices simultaneously. One, the narrative of power, who doesn't want your image in their feed. The other, the narrative of uncertainty, did you expect to be included? And what happens when you aren't? In this gap between posting and deleting lies the real story. Not the glamour of the event, not the celebrity umbrellas. The real story is the shadow of the post. Because in celebrity culture, the grid is your CV, the collection of images, a resume of affiliation. And when a photo vanishes, it isn't just a delete. It's a recast, a re-rank, a question mark. And for Meghan and Harry, at this phase, questions matter more than answers. Because their brand thrives on narrative tension. The monarchy built on tradition. Hollywood built on reinvention. The deletion asks, are you still in the frame or fading out? But let's not reduce this to scandal. Let's see the strategy. Because in the age of social media, visibility is staged, but so is invisibility. Many celebrities quietly remove posts when promotion ends. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe the party snaps serve their purpose. Maybe the grid wipe is the next act. Or maybe some conversations can't happen in public posts. The deletion preserves the event as private. The moment becomes insider. The story becomes speculative, and speculation fuels attention. For Meghan Markle especially, speculation has been her story. She left the royal family. She entered media deals. She faced backlash. She returned to acting. She navigates Hollywood and monarchy. Deleted photos become part of that navigation. They become clues, breadcrumbs for the public to follow, to talk about. And talk they do. The result, renewed attention. This isn't just a dropped photo, it's a viral moment. Because in social media, absence triggers curiosity. People ask, why did they delete it? What changed? Who's aligned and who stands alone? The deletion becomes more memorable than the post ever was. And the story becomes about the missing image rather than the event itself. For Meghan and Harry, that missing image is powerful. It shifts the narrative from presence to omission. What's less visible becomes what everyone sees. Let's talk about the ripple effects: brand, Hollywood, monarchy, public perception, all converging in this moment. For the Kardashians and Jenners, Instagram grids are strategic. Posts reflect alliances, endorsements, brand positioning. Deleting images isn't about embarrassment, it's editing the story. Maybe the Jenner-Kardashian brand decided the image no longer aligned. Maybe the Sussex brand wanted something less public. Maybe it was mutual. We don't know. But we see the result, a narrative shift. For Hollywood watchers, Meghan and Harry attending the Jenner birthday felt like acceptance. But deletion feels like rejection. The gap between invite and erase says more than a statement. Let's break down what's on the line. First, alliances. Hollywood is a network. The right handshake, the right photo, the right grid post, they all signal who you're with. Meghan's recent appearances in mainstream media, Netflix, acting cameo, suggest she wants to be part of that network. Yet this deletion signals maybe the network isn't yet ready to fully endorse her. Or maybe she's choosing not to rely on it. Second, control. Meghan's journey has been about reclaiming control of her story. She left the monarchy, she launched a multimedia brand. She pivoted back to acting. But in celebrity culture, control is illusion. Instagram posts can be deleted, stories can be hidden. That deletion shows control isn't absolute, it's negotiated. Third, relevance. The world measures relevance in visuals. Are you being seen with someone? Are you behind someone influential? Are you included in the carousel? Meghan and Harry's appearances get attention. But if the images disappear, what does that say about their staying power in Hollywood circles? Fourth, narrative. Meghan and Harry have been chased by narratives since the wedding in 2018. They walked out of royal duties in 2020. They've tried many re-entries. Each step repositions them. Deleted photos reposition them. The public sees vacuum. They ask why. That vacuum becomes conversation, and conversation feeds relevance. From a public relations perspective, this can be smart. Maybe the image is removed to create mystery. Maybe it's removed to avoid overexposure. Maybe it's removed because the posting served its primary purpose, visual confirmation of attendance, and the narrative shift is now to they were there, but it's private. That move removes the glamour and adds intrigue. The media likes that, fans like that, skeptics like that. This is a moment built for cultural speculation. But beyond speculation, this event says something about Meghan and Harry's next chapter. They are no longer just former royals. They are semi-Hollywood entities navigating the liminal space between fame and obscurity. They still have star power. They still have narrative demand. But the rules have changed. In the palace, titles mattered. In Hollywood, grid posts do. And when those posts vanish, they rewrite the rule. So where does this leave Meghan and Harry? They attended the party, they were visible, but now they're invisible, at least in that digital moment. That gives them two choices: explain or stay silent. Historically, Meghan has tried both. But the smarter move now seems silence. Let the questions sit. Let the cameras ask. Let the public wonder. Because when you're being speculated about, you're still relevant. And in a media industry addicted to new frames, relevance is gold. The deleted photo has become the real picture, not the image you saw at the party, the one you didn't, the missing one. Because often what's not posted is what defines you. For Meghan and Harry, that missing image might be their most strategic move yet. The question now, will the silence last? Will the next grid update include them again? Will this become a missing moment or a regained one? Only they will decide. But the world is already watching and waiting. Now we move to resolution but not closure, because in celebrity culture, closure is a myth. What happens after the photo deletion is just as important as the deletion itself, the after effect. The ripple, the reset. Let's explore the future implications. First, for Meghan and Harry's brand, they're rebranding themselves again. From ex-royals to Hollywood insiders, from passive subjects to active participants, buying publicity, choosing moments, deleting posts, each move becomes part of the narrative. The Jenner party images were part one. The deletion is part two. What comes next? Maybe a curated joint appearance, maybe selective publication of images, maybe silence. But whichever path they choose will send a message that they control the story. Second, for the Kardashian-Jenner ecosystem, their brand thrives on access and inclusion. When they share a photo with you, they validate you. When they remove it, they devalidate you. The deletion of Meghan and Harry's image says something, that being present isn't enough. Visual proof must serve purpose, and when it stops serving, it disappears. It's brand discipline. Third, for Hollywood watchers and the public, the moment teaches us something about modern celebrity. You're only as visible as you're featured. Invitations matter, but grid posts matter more. Appearances matter, but posted appearances matter even more. And if your photo is removed, visibility turns into invisibility. That's the power of deletion. So what will the public remember? Will they remember Meghan and Harry at the party, or the fact the photos were scrubbed? Probably the latter. Because in 2025, virality doesn't come from being posted, it comes from being removed. And finally, what does this mean for the monarchy? Meghan and Harry's journey away from the royal institution has been interpreted as privilege lost, freedom gained, chaos unleashed. But this Hollywood moment shifts the story. It makes them optional. They're not bound to the crown, yet they are part of another elite. But if that elite erases your image, you no longer exist in the frame. For the monarchy watchers, this shows a lesson. Titles are finite, visibility is conditional. Meghan and Harry may not be royalty anymore, but they are still at risk of being excluded from circles built on invitation and inclusion. The image deletion is a small act, but its meaning is big. It shows how quickly you can be featured, but also how easily you can be removed. For Meghan and Harry, that risk might be worth the reward, because they keep moving, they keep appearing. They keep making headlines, even when unposting them. The deleted photograph might not be a mistake. It might be the moment of final rewrite, a signal that the rules have changed, that they're playing along but on their terms. As the cameras fade from the Jenner mansion, as the hashtags settle, one thing remains clear. Meghan and Harry stepped into Hollywood's most exclusive room and then stepped out of its memory. But in doing so, they created a new memory, one defined not by inclusion but by omission. Because sometimes the photograph you delete is the one everyone remembers.